This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Welcome to Viewers Anonymous. I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. You tuned in to a show where we talk about movies and TVs and we review them. And I messed that up, but it's straight out of Hollywood.
Yo, all right. This dude is officially wilding on the pod today.
I'm sorry, man. What's going on, bro?
Man, you know how it be. Just taking in content, thinking of content.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is content based, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always brainstorming some shit, trying to figure out why the world is the way it is, man. To be honest with you, man. I ain't trying to be a philosopher or nothing, but yeah, man. Other than that, though, man, I'm all right, man. I just been working. The fucking temperature dropped on my ass today. Yo, yesterday, my guy, listen. Yesterday, when I left the house, it's like 50 something, and it got up to like 85. Yo, today, when I left the house, it was 36, and the high was 56. I'm like, yo, yesterday we was good. We were good money. That was cold as fuck today. So it's just like, man, just trying to adjust to the South Carolina weather, man. But
I wish it was goddamn 56. Man, it's 40 something outside, bro.
Yo, man,
I woke this morning, and it was 40. No, it was 30 something, low 30s. And sun came out. I'm thinking it's supposed to be like in the 50s, maybe, you know what I'm saying, 60s. Nah, nigga, that shit said 45. I said, oh, this ain't for me at all.
Oh, well, I feel you, man. That's what you gotta do with being up north, man. But how you feeling, man? Everything good at working out and all?
Yeah, man, everything going great. I ain't got no complaints, man. I just been ripping and goddamn running all day, man. This is my first time actually getting a chance to sit down. You know what I'm saying? You seen me before, you know, we was doing the pre-pro. I'm sitting out here. I had to go stop and get something to eat. And, man, it's crazy out here, man.
Oh, listen, I understand. You know what I'm saying? We had the whole conversation. You got behind somebody with no brake lights.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers can't drive, all kind of shit, bro. It's reckless out here, man.
Yeah, it's definitely reckless, man. Like I said, man, like this morning on my way to work, I got behind the car and quickly changed lanes because they brake light stayed on. Mm-hmm. I was like, no, I can't deal with you because I don't know when you trying to stop or what, because your lights are just bright and they staying on. And it's like, no, I got to get away from you. I'm one of those drivers, yo. I'm like a very cautious driver. It's like if I see, like, man, I was going to work the other day, man. I seen the lady. She had her damn visor down, light on. She's sitting there doing eyeliner. I'm like, yo, let me get 2 lanes away from you. Like
you gotta honk your horn and mess her eyeliner
up. You know, I should have did that shit. But man, see, I feel like if I do some shit like that, it might scare that motherfucker. And then, cause you know they driving with their knee. And it's like, what if they?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought you meant you was at the light. I know.
No, dude, we was on the interstate. She's driving 80
with her knee.
With a knee, doing eyeliner.
That's impressive. That's fucking impressive.
So it just like, if you do that and you hit it and that knee just kind of slip,
yeah,
it's just like, nah.
She fuck around, crash, and stab herself in the eye. They'd be all fucked up.
Man, the autopsy report gonna be crazy.
Man.
So yeah, man. So I know what you mean, but I be seeing some wild shit on the interstate, man. Like you see so much crazy stuff. So I mean, even this morning, man, I got in my truck. I'm on my way to my route. Man, somebody driving a Tahoe, messing around with their phone. My guy, I'm talking about they just start coming over in my lane. You know what I'm saying? I gotta slam on brakes. I'm like, what the fuck, man? People is.
Hey, this fucking trucker almost did that to me the other day, bro. I was headed to the mall. I jumped on the highway to go to the mall and shit. And this motherfucker, I don't know if he like see me and didn't care or he just didn't see me. But this motherfucker just start edging over. I'm like, yo, I'm honking the horn and shit. I'm like, my nigga, you come on, man. I got a bright red fucking vehicle. You can clearly see me.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, it's so dangerous. And then like, man, people they giving you all of this shit, like, cause even they say stuff like, yo, there's some cars that can like automatically like you can't use your phone or some shit. But it's just like, but you got these Teslas, man, they got a whole like laptop screen in that bitch. Like
exactly.
Like, come on, like.
But that shit don't work while you driving though. People don't know that.
Oh well, look, I don't know. I ain't got no Tesla.
I got in my car, like, you know how you can like touch the screen and do shit?
Yeah.
My car won't respond until you stop. So like you could be pressing the shit, trying to type shit in and shit on the screen. It will not do shit till you stop.
Yeah, my car won't let me. I tried to do the map joint one day, and it wouldn't let me type in the address while I was driving.
Yeah. Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's like you kind of got to stop the damn type the address in. So, I mean, I get it because they're like, man, people is wilding on the streets nowadays, man, wilding on the streets. But big man, time. Listen, yeah. So you said we wasn't playing a trailer today, right?
Yeah, we don't got no trailer today, ladies and gentlemen. You could blame me. I just didn't have no time to get that motherfucker recorded and edited and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was on the run, so pardon me. If you're watching this, yes, I am chewing. I ain't ate nothing since I woke up since 6 a.m. So get off my back. But man, today we do have an interesting episode for you guys, man. Continuing the Frightfest, we are talking about the 2015 movie Lazarus Effect. Lazarus Effect is basically about a bunch of what was they scientists? Yeah, scientists, wasn't
it? Yeah, they were scientists, yes.
Yeah, they were scientists, a part of this research team, and I guess they was trying to figure out how to bring shit back to life. And they figured out how to do it. And they instantly regretted it. They should let me do the the voiceovers for movies.
Hey, that literally came out of nowhere.
Yeah, right. I just want to do that.
And this is something that I think people also need to understand. Because, see, I didn't know what it technically meant, right? So, basically.
The Lazarus Effect?
Yeah. So, basically.
You never heard of the Lazarus Pool?
No. So, they said that, you know what I'm saying, it's a rare, but it's a possibly under-researched condition that happens when a person who seems to be dead shows signs of life again. And it's typically, they say it's a couple of minutes after health workers stopped giving them CPR. And they said the name came from the Bible when Jesus resurrected Lazarus. Yep. So, like, that's where the whole Lazarus Effect shit even came from. So, but this movie, what it gives you is, it gives you Pet Sematary vibes. So let me explain.
Yeah, it's mixed with something else though.
Yeah, it's mixed with something else, but like basically the only thing that really gives you the Pet Sematary shit is, so if the people who seen Pet Sematary, first thing that they did, cat died. They got the cat, buried it, cat came back evil. Lazarus Effect, they had the dog, gave it the serum. But it wasn't the dog. I think the dog didn't have enough to basically stay evil. Like the dog would just have like episodes, like it was going like in and out. But see, the amount that Zoe got, it was a lot. So you know what I'm saying? So she really like, and then she ended up injecting herself with more. So that's how she was able to become, you know what I'm saying, the phenomenon that she became. So that's what oh yeah, she became a phenomenon. Sure. But yeah, so that's what I meant by Pet Sematary vibes, like just something dying and coming back. But I've always thought that this movie was dope. Like I went to the movies to go see this movie, and what's so good about it is also what's bad about it, because when it comes to sciences and like how serious they take their work, like they were given, like her and Frank they were together, and then also shout out to Evan Peters. People probably don't even understand. Probably don't even know that's my man that's playing Dahmer. You know what I'm saying, in the Dahmer joint. You know what I'm saying. He's
also
been around
played
for a while.
Quicksilver and X-Men.
Yep. So like he's been around for a while. For the people that watched the Dahmer and thought that this was a new actor for some odd reason. But like so Zoe and Frank, they was a couple, and what they ended up doing was like they got engaged, but they pushed back the wedding to finish this project.
Yeah.
So, they're using these animals, trying to bring them back together. Well, not bring them back together, but bring them alive. And then like this research team, like these people who had basically bought their research and came and just took everything. And the synopsis of the movie is they had stole a pack of, not stole, but it just kind of took it home just in case something was to happen. Like they was to lose some of it or whatever. So they took the stuff home and they had one bag of that serum left or whatever. And so they went back in there to redo the research. When she flipped the switch, she forgot to take a ring off and
got electrocuted.
It got electrocuted and died. And I get it, Frank. I wouldn't want Olivia Wilde to die either. but this is the thing when you bring science and you bring, I guess, love into the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You overreact. You don't listen. Like he didn't listen to his team because Clay and Nico were trying to tell him, yo, look, we don't know enough to do this.
Right.
Like the dog was supposed to lose some of those neutrons or whatever they was calling that shit, but the shit was staying in that dog's brain. Yeah. And he was like, yo, that's a dog. We don't know what it's going to do to your human, so we probably shouldn't do this. But he was so caught up in like, yo, like that's my future wife. Like I got to bring this woman back. So they go to bring her back, and then she comes back. Basically, I mean, hell, she damn near the devil. Because
damn near.
Hey, might as well be. I mean, look, dude, she was able, and look how quickly, because the whole thing of we only use 10% of our brain at a time or whatever. So it's just like what that stuff was doing when they injected that stuff into your head was you was able to access more of that. And it was more like it wasn't 10% at a time. Now you're able to use, pretty much all of it at the same time. Right. So, it started out small where she could figure out that she could move a pen. And then she started figuring out, yo, I can hear what you're thinking. So it's just like, I was giving you an opportunity to stop chewing. So like,
I appreciate it.
So when you started seeing, because this is my question, when you started seeing like, especially that very first scene of like moving the pen and then starting saying what my man is saying before he even saying it. Like what is going through your brain at this time of like, okay, shit got real.
Okay, so at first going back to when this first came out, like I told you on the Coming Soon, I went to go see it, but I never seen it.
Yeah.
Because I was on a date. But rewatching it, you know what I'm saying, not too long after it came out on DVD, because that's right, this movie had came out on DVD, people. Rewatching it then, though, it was kind of shocking because it was like, damn, it was weird because we were seeing her do this, but we wasn't seeing like the dog being able to do none of this shit. So then it was like, I don't know if because, what I'm saying, like you saying, the whole unlocking of the brain and stuff like that. And now that, what I'm saying, she's able to do some different shit, some metaphysical shit now instead of just being on some regular human shit. It did freak me out though once she got to the point to where she started like repeating it. I mean, not repeating it, but finishing this nigga sentences. That shit threw me off because I didn't understand how she was moving around. And then I ain't gonna lie, in the beginning, I was so into it to where I didn't know what was quite going on yet. I just kind of knew like she was just, you know what I'm saying, doing some off the wall shit. I didn't know like she was about to turn into the goddamn devil incarnate.
Like, yeah. My thing is, we never know what's really going on in these labs. Right? Now, we did Hollow Man last month. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Scientists fucking trying to make invisible fucking soldiers for the government.
Mm-hmm. Playing around with
shit. And now these people are, and like, this is my thing. These two movies, look, I get it. I understand. If we had invisible troops, we ain't never like. I don't even think nobody gonna even want to war with us anymore. They're like, yo, these motherfuckers.
Well, it wouldn't make a difference if we had invisible troops because what they failed to realize is that we don't have invisible guns.
This is
so
true.
If you just see a gun floating in the air, that'll kind of, you know what I'm saying? That'll bring some attention to some shit. That's not just a normal thing that happens.
This is facts.
You know, that's why I said, man, these writers, bro, they don't think about the shit that they writing.
But you really wouldn't need a gun in certain situations. I mean, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a grenade, and this is the thing. Like, if you're not paying attention,
grenade.
Yeah, but I mean, a grenade ain't that big.
Grenade is fairly big.
Yo, listen, a grenade can fit in your hand. Okay, tell me what are you gonna see from a distance? You gonna see a grenade or a gun?
No, you definitely gonna see the gun for sure. However, you still got to get up on a motherfucker to throw a grenade at him, though.
Man, listen, if you invisible, you ain't gonna see. Okay, that's a whole nother thing. But what I'm saying is, like, yo, the shit that's going on in these labs, yo, like, even when you talk about real life, they said that the now, I ain't saying this to, you know what I'm saying, stir up some shit, but I'm just saying this is some of the research that's coming out, that COVID was created in a Chinese lab. That's what the word is.
Allegedly,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They say.
Yeah, allegedly. So it's just like, yo, like, what are these scientists really fucking doing in these labs, yo? It's just like, they're like, why are they even trying to come up with a serum to bring motherfuckers back to life in the first place? Like, they never really.
I can understand the societal benefits of that. You know what I'm saying? For like, if you know what I'm saying, somebody's going through, I don't know, maybe like a heart failure or something like that, or you know what I'm saying, you trying to do surgery on somebody and then they kind of go out of it.
You know what? That's my fault. That was the thing, that the reason that they was coming up with this, I forgot about it. It slipped my mind. They said that what this project was to give doctors a second chance. Like, if somebody was a flatline, this was something that could bring them back to life, and maybe they could fix them. So that's my mistake. That's what they were trying to do, was to give doctors an extended period of time to fix somebody, or, you know what I'm saying, to basically give somebody a second chance. So that's my mistake. That's
I mean, because it would make sense for them to, you know what I'm saying, come up with something that could possibly, like, that can be a guaranteed solution, you know what I'm saying, to somebody dying on the table or whatever. It'll be an easy way to bring them back. I think, though, the way that they were doing things was a little bit off, because it's like, there's no way you should be able to have access to that serum just willy-nilly like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should have had somebody at least providing them with the serum daily or something like that, which to me make more sense, because, you know what I'm saying, like, to give them only this amount to work with would be way better than them just having like a surplus of that shit.
And I think that's why, because you got to remember, Nico said, yo, like there's like a different feed coming in,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yo, they've been watching us the whole time."
Yeah.
So I think that what they were doing was they told them like, "Yo, we're gonna give y'all the time and the money to do y'all research or whatever, whatnot, but we're gonna stay out of y'all way." I think they got the impression that they staying out of our way, letting us do what we need to do, not knowing the whole time they're watching every single thing they're doing. Because remember, they hired the one girl to film what they're doing, and so they thought that it's kind of it's kind of ironic that as soon as you come in, they come and kill our whole research, not knowing they saw, oh shit, you see that? They brought the dog back. We got what we needed. Let's go in there and kill the whole thing and basically steal their research and take it and do whatever.
And do what we do, yeah. Which probably would have been a better option.
Which it would have been, because they ended up fucking up.
Big time.
Yeah, the second time around. And now they have created a monster, because the way that this movie ended, that is like the scariest shit of like all time. It's just like, and then what her plan was, which was so fucking genius. And that's okay. Hold on, before I get there, I got a question.
Okay.
So when she got electrocuted and went down, and they brought her back, and she was like, "Yo, I was seeing, that one situation I dealt with when I was a kid," because she kept having this continuous dream of when she was a kid. She was lived in this apartment. The apartment was on fire, and she would keep seeing these people put their hands under the door trying to get out of the apartment door. And so it was a traumatic thing that happened to her as a kid. So when she went down, she was like, "Yo, I kept seeing that." And he was like, she said, "And I dealt with that one moment for years." And he was like, "Yo, you was only down for less than an hour." She was like, "Where I went was hell." And she was like, "What hell is you keep playing over the one bad thing in your life. You keep playing it over and over and over and over again." And she was like, "Yo, for me, it was years." And she was trying to figure out, she was like, "Yo, like I was so, I felt like, I was a good person. I don't understand why I went to hell." And then we figured out why she quote unquote went to hell was because she was the one who set the fire in the fucking apartment. And what trips me out about, because look, we had this conversation when I told you about the whole Dahmer shit, where when he was in jail, he got baptized.
Yeah.
And like supposedly that's supposed to wash away all your sins. So, so it's just like, you telling me all this time, like you never went to go, wash out your sins. So that one thing that you did as a kid, which could have been, as young as she was, could have been a honest mistake, playing around with fire, whatever. You telling me that one thing that you did where you killed some people could have been by accident. You went to hell.
I don't know, because what confuses me is the whole baptism thing. Like, my understanding was that was like a one-time deal. Like, once you got baptized, you was pretty much like good to do whatever you wanted to do. So I'm not too sure on what baptizing really is. But as far as her though, like, it's been things that they say can like be blocked in your memory. So that really may have been such a traumatic experience for her, like knowing what she did and then seeing those people burn up under the, like the fingers up under the door, knowing they burning up inside. That could have totally been blocked out of her memory that she caused that fire. That just could have been something that stuck with her forever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's possibly why she was saying like, "Yo, I don't know why I was in hell, but I just know that, or she thought she was a good person." My question is how do you go to hell and on the way back you come back with the hell powers? Ain't hell supposed to be a punishment?
I think that's where the serum stuff comes in.
So the
Because
serum brought her and Hell with her. The serum brought her and Hell with her.
I think the way that I view it is I don't even know if Hell really got anything to do with it. I think it was more of.
I mean, she had like fucking powers. I mean, we saying powers, but she was a fully capable human.
But that's because what people like that. This is what was great about Lucy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did Lucy on here.
Mm-hmm.
The theories of the things that you could do if you could unlock your brain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people say that people that are real musicians, not musicians, but what do you call them motherfuckers do magic?
Magicians.
Like some people say that they have unlocked a certain part of their brain to where they could do certain shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying this is some of the theories that are out there. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I believe any of this shit.
That's some weirdo shit.
Mediums. You know what I'm saying? They say mediums are able to unlock certain parts of their brain to be able to do the things they're doing.
They can talk with dead spirits.
Talk with the dead. Like yeah. Oh, yeah. So I say all that to say that what that serum was doing, you know what I'm saying, when they injected it into your brain and it's unlocking all of that shit in your brain, I just think that what it just did, it just made her fucking super smart. But I just think that with her being super smart, I think that maybe this is who she really was. Maybe she was putting on the act of being like a good person.
Maybe that asshole the whole time.
Yeah, maybe she was just an asshole the whole time, but now she have the ability to, for number one, have what people say we give you that fucking attitude, and then give you that, yo, if I do this, like I said, when it makes you smarter, maybe she was just like, yo, what I'm gonna do is like I can run all of this shit, and just get me a few more motherfuckers to help me out. I can control the whole world, because that's what her plan ended up being. Because if you look at the movie, she killed everybody that was down there, put all their bodies there. After she injected all of that shit in herself, and then took the blood out of her bloodstream and put it into all of them. So now she got a team. That's why I said that's why I said that's the scariest shit ever. So now you got like 5 of these motherfuckers going around.
Cause see, the way I was thinking was I thought that when she had came back, when that serum basically allowed a moment for a demon or like the devil or something to take her body over. That's what I was thinking this whole time. I thought she was just, you know what I'm saying, like her body had just got taken over, because it just didn't make any sense to me how she was able to come back and do all that shit. And like I said, and the dog wasn't able to do none of that. I mean, I know we had like a little glimpse of him being like evil or some shit, but like he ain't do nothing different though. He was just like growling and shit. He ain't like meow or you know what I'm saying, like some shit that you'll be like, oh shit, what's wrong with the dog? He was just, you know what I'm saying, like the nigga had mood swings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They just said that he had signs of being aggressive at moments.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's a dog though. Most dogs do that. That's what I said. Like the dog, it just didn't. It wasn't anything outside of the norm when they brought the dog back. Then, because usually when they put stuff like that in the movies, you know, that's supposed to be like the precursor to what we're about to see. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the dog like floating a little bit, or the dog eyes glow up or some shit. I don't know. I'm just saying, like it's always something to give us a precursor. For us, for them to make it seem like, oh, the dog gets aggressive in moments. She was beyond aggressive. This wasn't aggression. This was some different shit. This was something that we don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like, I understand it, but I think that this goes along with the conversation that that Nico was having with Clay. They were saying that Clay was saying that dogs. No. Nico was saying that dogs don't have memory.
Right.
No. I'm wrong. Clay said dogs don't have memory. And Nico was like, they do have memory. And Clay was like, no. He said, all it is they see leash, they know we walking, they give you food, you know, this, that. And Nico was memory. Like, that's memory.
Yeah.
And so he was just like, all right, well, let's go look it up. So I think that when it came to the dog, and you also got to realize another thing about the dog had cataracts. When they put that shit in him, the dog came back. He didn't have cataracts anymore. So it kind of cured the dog cataract to where the dog could see.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that the way that a dog brain works, I just don't think that.
I got a question after you get finished too.
Okay, like I think that serum wasn't like the effect of that serum didn't do what it did to Max and a man's best friend.
Right.
Like Max literally got smarter, and the dog was like really thinking like a human. I think that this dog was just more of like, I don't think it was necessarily thinking on a different level. I think that dog was just really, they just kind of made that motherfucker bipolar, really. Like it didn't really.
Yeah, it just had like hella mood swings. But see, okay, so this is my question, right?
Okay.
So do you think that the serum really cured the dog of the cataracts, or because the dog died and they got a reset, that the brain just kind of is like, you know what I'm saying? This is a whole new thing.
That's a good fucking question.
Because like that part didn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay, I understand it could bring you back, but I'm like, damn, it can cure diseases too. Like this is the all-in-one right here.
That is a great fucking question. Because the brain is so confusing. And then like we seen, like for another example, right? In Deep Blue Sea, they theory was a shark brain can cure Alzheimer's. So they was trying to take, you know what I'm saying, the nutrients out of that to, you know what I'm saying, to put in the humans to start human trials so they could try to get rid of that. But then you also, now I can't remember which movie it was, where they was trying to take shit out of a elephant because they say an elephant has like the best memory or whatever, and they was trying to cure something else. So it's just like when it comes to what they was doing here, I don't know. I think that what you're saying is a really, really good question. It could be, you know what I'm saying, just a complete reset to where, because this is the thing that's about the brain, right? And like I remember me and shout out to my guy and rest in peace to my guy Uncle Washington, because you know he was in the medical field. Yes, and like he was telling me about, he was like, do you ever notice that if you have a shoulder ache, a headache, or a foot pain, you take the same pill, Tylenol, Advil, Aleve, whatever your choice of pill is. And he was like, the reason you could take one pill for any kind of pain is because when you take the pill, you know, goes through your liver, you know, explode or whatever in there. It sends a message to your brain that you have foot pain. He was like, that's that dopamine going through your body, and your brain is telling you to send it to your foot so your foot will start hurting. And so maybe when the dog got the stuff, his brain told his eyes not to have cataracts. You know what I'm saying? So it could be something that, like how dopamine works in your body when you have pain. So it could have been that as well. So I think for the theory that you have, I think that goes along with that.
That's interesting because I always thought that when you take Tylenol and shit, right? Like I thought it was like a nerve blocker. You know what I mean? So like it basically blocks the signal to the nerves or whatever it is, dulls the signal or blocks the signal to the nerves. That way that, you know what I'm saying, you don't technically feel that pain.
But it starts with the brain.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, so once it goes through or whatever, the chemicals from that, of course, get to the brain, and I don't want to say attack, but they basically either dull it or block it. Yeah. To like, where, you know what I'm saying, like your nerves just don't feel that ache or that pain or whatever.
Yeah, like, and look, and I'm definitely not in the medical field. This was just shit that I picked up from Uncle Washington, and it was just
Yeah.
like when he said that, because I've always wondered, like, you take pain meds for pain for anywhere in your body. It's like, how does it know to go to that specific spot? He was like, that's your brain telling you that, and that's why some people say things like, that's why you hear people say, pain is all in your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, I remember, because I've always wondered, like, and I tried to, and this is how stupid I am. I tried to psych myself out, right? So like, if I would forget like my allergy medicine or something, like if I'm not thinking, because this is what would happen to me. Like sometimes I would forget to take my allergy meds, right? And then I'm out doing my work or whatever. I ain't sneezed all day. 2:00 hit. Man, you know what? I forgot to take my allergy pill this morning.
You start sneezing.
So,
I mean, I think that's a real thing, though. I really think that's a real thing, because your brain is not as focused on certain things as it is. So now that you bring that attention to it, then your body starts saying, or your body kick in and be like, "Oh, that's right, we're supposed to be sneezing."
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think that's I think it's something to that.
Yeah, and I think it is too. And there's just like that whole thing of like it's really weird on how the brain works. And I think that's why I really fuck with Lucy. Like, that was a great movie to do, and that's really a great movie to watch. It's just like all of the, like, we don't have any evidence of what would happen if we could access our brain that much.
But we don't even have evidence truly of the fact that we can't access our brain.
And that's what I'm saying. We're going off of science's words. Like, all we know is that when you die, they take the brain out of you and they research this brain. Now, I don't know how they figure it out that we only using 10% of the shit. That's what I don't know. Is like, how do y'all know that? Like, what, you take out certain juices and be like, yo, this part of the brain is working and this part ain't? Like,
well, I know I've seen this one thing on YouTube where they hook these diodes and stuff up to somebody's head, and basically it can read the electronic functions in people's brains. So like, like anytime you do like this, or anytime you talk, or anytime you move, it's electric shocks and signals and stuff that go from the brain to your spine and to whatever part. So I know one way is that they do that, and they basically just get the signal, the electric signal from that.
Yeah.
And they have like a little reading or meter that they use to read it then. But even then, I'm like, how do we know that's only like 10% of the brain? Like, what if it's parts of the brain that we don't even know about yet? You know what I'm saying? That can be used and can be, you know what I'm saying? Basically that can be used and have certain functions that we just haven't seen activated. So we just think that that's not, you know what I'm saying, a possibility. We don't even know that it's a, you know what I'm saying, something that can actually be done. Because like, the part of your brain that makes you talk could also be the part of your brain that makes you fly. We just don't know how to activate it.
And that's a great point.
You know what I'm saying?
And then like even shit like, I can recall like all of these things from these movies. Shit. I can have certain memories about certain events in my childhood. But I can't remember a conversation that I had with somebody 10 minutes ago.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like, the brain is something, y'all, trust me, this goes along with this movie. Because if you watch the movie, you understand like all of this shit.
Because that's really what this movie is truly about.
Yeah.
They really just trying to figure out what it is along with this serum that can bring people back to life and really bring people back to functioning and bringing them back to who they were before, you know what I'm saying, they got to that phase of death.
Yeah. And so like, it's just a very fascinating thing. So it's just like, and for me, all of this brain conversation is all about, I don't know if she necessarily like brought something back from hell.
That's what I think happened. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Which it could have been. It could have been. But it also accessed some shit in her brain for her to be able to do some shit that she wasn't able to do before.
Yeah.
So maybe
sure.
maybe she did bring back something with her from hell,
Mm-hmm.
but with her getting that serum into her, it gave her the capabilities to do the thing that she was doing. You see what I'm saying? So it might be both things. It might be the thinking is from something from hell, but at the same time, you wouldn't have been able to have the abilities to do these things without that. Because
Right.
I'm gonna tell you the part that really tripped me out, yo. This is what got me. What got me through this whole movie is when it got down to where she killed everybody but Eva, and Eva looks like she stabs her with the whatever serum that she got, stabbed her in the stomach, and so she thinking, oh shit, I did it, she's dead. She looked to the left, firemen are coming in and shit. So she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Nah, nah, nah. She looks over to the right, the body gone.
Right.
And then she looks back, and it's motherfucking Zoe with the fireman outfit on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, oh, you got me. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, this like that is some fucking scary shit that you can fuck, because what I liked about this movie is they gave it to you in stages. You know what I'm saying? You got the pen, you got to be able to finish completing sentences. You got what she did to my man Donald Glover, man. She ain't have to do Nico like that. She threw him in the closet and squished the closet and shit. So it's giving you shit bit by bit. And then it gave you that last part where it's just like, yo, I can change your whole fucking reality to where you can see whatever the fuck I want you to see. That got me, yo. Like, that's worse than some Freddy Krueger shit to me. I'm sorry.
I mean, nigga, that is some Freddy Krueger shit, but you just don't got to go to sleep. And that's the to me, that was the craziest part of all this, because it was like this whole thing was basically, it sounded like it enhanced her mind.
Yeah.
And it enhanced her mind to the point to where she was capable of doing some things that, you know what I'm saying, the normal average human being couldn't do. Because like at one point she was like floating.
Yeah.
I think like when it was the fire scene, she was floating, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm like, so knowing all that, it's like, oh man, like she could fly, you know what I'm saying? Like she got telekinesis, you know what I'm saying, and telepathy. And on top of that, like she can crush shit. Like, yeah, this basically just enhanced her brain when this is all said and done. Like, if you think about it, like there was nothing that they were ever going to be able to do because she could just use her brain to do anything. She turned into like the evil Professor X.
Oh man, that is so
you know what
true.
I'm saying?
That is so true.
Yeah, like I mean, that's basically what it is. Like, especially at the end where, you know what I'm saying, like you was saying, they showed you where, you know what I'm saying, she thinking that she killed her. Because it ain't even no telling if she really stabbed her or not at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like she probably could have made her think she did.
Yeah.
That way she'd let her
point.
guard down. You know what I'm saying? She see firefighters coming in, and then when she turned around and see Zoe, be like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So it to me, bro, it's like whatever that serum was, I think that what the real thing that happened was when they tested it on the dog, I think that they had it fail, and I think that's why they came back to come get that research. Because they was like, yo, we can't have anybody see this. This project is a failure, blah, blah, blah. And then I think that eventually, because they could see everything that was going on, they seen the fact that, oh, they actually used it on the human. Let's see what happens. And she basically put on the show for them.
Yo, she definitely put on the show.
Yeah.
And I man, I just think that what's scary about this movie is that, like I say, they made Eva sign the NDA because she wasn't a scientist. She was just a camera chick.
Yeah.
So it's just like these scientists are signing NDAs and they're not telling people what they're doing. They're not telling
Mm-hmm.
people what they're researching. They're not telling you any results of anything. It's like there could be so much. Well, there is. I need to stop saying there could be. There's so much shit that's going on in this world that we don't
Right.
know about.
Right.
And they're working on, because this is my thing. And this has been a debate for years.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that there is a cure for cancer,
Right.
but it makes so much money that they're like, why are we gonna give you the cure to cancer? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? We get so much money for having people doing chemo. We have so much money for people, doing this or doing that, and these fundraisers
Yeah, I'm about to
for
say
research.
donations and organizations that's raising money. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like pharmaceutical company would actually lose money
Big
if there
time.
was a cure. So
Big time.
it's just like, so what are these scientists really doing? You know what I'm saying? And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, we don't know if there could be some kind of situation where they're working on some shit that's similar to this. And like,
Right.
because like I say, what's scary about this movie is the fact that if like this type of thing was real, now we got like 5 of these motherfuckers going around. And like, she
Yeah.
just basically like building a team. Like, she just
And
built.
really, it could have been 6 because of Zoe.
Yeah, because it was Zoe, Frank, Cody, Eva, and Nico.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5.
Oh,
But
5, my fault. Yeah.
but this is the thing. There was a guard in the building.
Well, he ain't nobody worry about that nigga.
But I'm just saying, she can go get the guard. Boom, that's number 6 right
Nah,
there.
see, because I think, okay, so this is what I think. I think that bringing them back and them knowing what she was capable of is going to be easier for her to teach them how to do the same thing. With the guard, he don't know what's going on.
But this is the thing.
This nigga might want to be a superhero.
But this is what makes it different.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder why she just didn't keep that shit in the bag and just give it to them.
Right.
She put it all in her
And then transferred her
and
blood.
then gave it to them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So now that's what I'm saying. They already know what she's capable of because they was all there. She killed them all. So now her doing that, she could teach them how to be the same way she was. With the security guard, he don't know what's going on. He don't know nothing about this shit. This nigga didn't even hear the alarm go off when the fire happened.
Which was nuts.
Yeah, come on, man.
What
is he in there? He in there sleep.
And then like, you telling me just the lab lost power? The whole building didn't lose power when she got executed? So it just, I don't know, like, and it could be maybe that lab has its own breaker, which could be definitely possible. So maybe the whole building didn't lose whole power. So, but yeah, like I just think that the concept of this movie, and I think even the story that goes along with this movie, like there's not a lot of characters, you know what I'm saying? So it's, the budget don't have to be super crazy. But I think the way that they did it, because like we talking 2015, like we needed something like this.
Yeah,
because
big time.
There just isn't a lot of great ideas that are coming through, especially in the horror field. And this isn't like horror. This is kind of like more in the thriller.
Yeah,
you can kind of throw sci-fi in there a little bit.
Definitely a sci-fi thriller.
So it's just kind of like, because this is more like a supernatural type of thing. So yeah, and then like even like I was saying earlier when we was having a brain conversation, like people that like I've never seen a person technically with telekinesis, but if it is a real thing, which has been around for a long time, I mean it goes all the way back to the 70s with fucking Carrie. So it's just like you have to be able to access a different part of your brain to be able to do some shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's really a very and then like this is what scientists need to be doing. Are they in the lab trying to figure out how to detect CTE without having to check you when you're already dead.
No.
It's like
you already know they're not, because just like you said, the money is not in the cure. The money is in the remedy. Yeah, the money. Yeah. That's even better. The money is in the research, because how are we supposed to determine whether or not somebody has CTE when they're alive and blah blah blah? Like we can't go off of that, because we don't really have any basis of what CTE looks like in a living human being. Now, I know they try to use like Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero and all them, and they tried to use them at one point in time, and I believe they tried to use his name slipped me. What's the old Chargers linebacker that went to Miami? Junior Seau. I mean, he went to Miami and New England, but they tried to use Junior Seau as well. But you also got to remember, like, two out of those three guys use steroids. So any findings that you get from that, it could be the steroid usage. We don't know if Junior Seau used steroids or not, but we do know that, you know what I'm saying, him playing football or whatever could have caused that. However, we really don't know if CTE caused him to do that. Because, look, once again, we don't know what CTE looks like.
Remember, they said that Aaron Hernandez had the worst case of CTE that they said for, what was he, 30, 31?
Yeah, but to me, that's an out. That's an out to say that, you know what I'm saying, his brain wasn't functioning and so on and so forth. So if that's the case, then he should have never went to jail, because he technically didn't know what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't properly identify CTE in somebody. We know what a concussion looks like. We know that CTE can be a result of a concussion. My thing is that we just technically don't know what it looks like. It could be Alzheimer's. You know what I'm saying? Like, CTE could be a form of Alzheimer's. CTE could be a form of, and forgive me for finding a better term, but it could be a form of mental retardation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what any of that is. So it's just like, all we know is that with CTE, it is a real thing, and we know that once we can actually review the brain and see the brain, we know what it looks like. And you know what I'm saying, somebody's brain, once we're able to actually examine it physically. We don't know what the actual symptoms of it is. It could be memory loss, it could be the loss of body functions, it could be the loss of sight, taste, smell, hearing. Like, it could be a number of things. But we just don't know what that looks like in a living person. Technically, there's nothing that we can narrow down that we can pinpoint and say this is one of the main problems of CTE. We don't have that yet. So to me, I always look at it like, until then, you know what I'm saying, we can't really do anything, because it could just be CTE at the end of the day could just be such a huge trauma response to whatever happened to the brain, to where, you know what I'm saying, the brain may function completely differently. Mm-hmm. And something that we don't know about, like, she could have had CTE coming back to life. When they brought her back to life, that could have been CTE. We don't know how that serum affected her brain, truthfully. I know we seen her do, you know what I'm saying, like the floating and telekinesis, and it seemed like she was smarter. But the truth of the matter is, it really could have been something that was really damaging her brain. Like, that's something that we don't even know with the movie, because, you know what I'm saying, like, that's just something that they didn't really get into. Even though I thought that would have been dope if they would have added that in there, like, to where they could actually, before she was like taking everybody out, to where they could actually like find out what it was doing to her brain. That would have been fire.
Well, they did give her a CAT scan,
right?
And remember, Clay was flipping out. Like, he was like, "Yo, like, she has a huge amount of this shit in her brain. It was like way more than what the dog had."
Right.
And like, we don't know what she's capable of doing. Like, Clay was the only one. Clay, I hate to say this, but Clay had more sense than my man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Donald Glover in this
yeah,
movie. But
for sure.
I think that he was so blinded by how much he liked her though, because you know they showed when he got her the sushi and shit, and he was asking questions about they being engaged and not being married and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And like even when they brought Eva in, and my man was like, "Yo, like she's kind of cute," and it showed Nico staring straight at
And Zoe.
at Zoe. So like he was kind of blinded by the fact of how much he liked her, but then at the same time, Clay is like, "Yo, like this shit ain't right." Like he's looking at the scientific part of it, like, "Yo, she don't supposed to have that much fucking activity in her brain."
Right.
And he already had the episode with the dog, you know what I'm saying, a few scenes earlier. And he was like, if it's doing that to the dog, what do y'all think it's going to do to her? And remember, she's the first person that she took out. You know what I'm saying? He was staring at her like, yo, this is some bullshit. And she shot that damn vape down his damn throat and killed his ass. So, yeah, he had a lot of sense. And he was just like, yo, like, we need to put this girl down because we don't know what she's capable of doing. So, they did kind of show us a little bit of the brain activity.
I mean, like they showed as far as her having too much brain activity, but we don't know like if it damaged her brain at all. We don't know if that was brain damaging her brain, or we don't know if that was actually her brain growing, or you know what I'm saying. Like we just know that it was just hella brain activity. That's all they kind of gave us, and that's why I said like. Because the whole reason of her doing everything could have been the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like it was you know what I'm saying, off of a trauma response, which was why she brung up the incident of her setting the building on fire. And off of that trauma response, this is how her brain ended up responding to it. But and adding the serum onto that is, you know what I'm saying, what caused that. So I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about. And then with us talking about what we just talked about as far as the CTE and everything else, I thought that was a great way to tie that in. But are you ready for the fire flames, bro?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, man.
Yoga fire, yoga flame.
All right, so I'm gonna take this one. Great movie. It really didn't have like those classic scary parts in it. You know what I'm saying? It more so to me was like a new modern scary movie where it just give you hella anxiety to where you like, nah, get away. Like, oh, she about to get him. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Cast was actually pretty good for what it was. Olivia Wilde, Donald Glover, Evan Peters, and what's the one guy's name? Hold on real quick. What is dude's name? Mark Duplass. He's a pretty good actor too. I've seen him in a couple of things. But so they had a pretty good cast in there. The storyline was great. It wasn't anything that left you lost or you ain't really know what was going on or anything like that. Everything was pretty much straightforward. And then the action parts of it, where she was actually killing everybody and doing all that, were great. It wasn't like no horrible CGI or nothing. So for that, I am going to give it a 4.
All right, man. We are definitely on the same page, man. As far as the cast was really good. I think Olivia Wilde is finding more of her calling in the producing and directing realm. She's doing a lot of that lately. Like I said, I think Donald Glover, man, is a real hidden gem. Like he's one of those dudes who go more off of quality instead of quantity. He don't just do anything. So yeah, I think the cast was good. I think the story was good. Like you said, it's not a lot of it's a lot of build up when it comes to this.
Yeah.
So like this isn't one of those things where you're getting like a little signs here, a little signs there. This is more of like, you know what I'm saying, you get the payoff towards the end of the movie. And I think it's worth the payoff. So but we right there together, man. I got it sitting at a 4 as well.
Okay. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get into this coming soon, man.
Yes, sir.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
So coming soon, man, we bringing y'all a double feature, something we haven't done in a very, very long time, but it is a fun one. This one so far we've done Supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
We've done Supernatural twice because we did House on Haunted Hill, we did Devil. We brought you the Murderous Killers. We brought you sci-fi thriller, and this one we bringing you everybody's favorite, Zombies. We bringing you 28 days later and 28 weeks later, double feature. Get ready. It's going to be super, super fun. This was one of my favorite joints as far as horror movies go and as far as zombie movies go, because everybody in here is British. And I got a thing for British movies, television, all that. I really fucks with it. And this one is a classic. Both of them actually. The first one more so, but definitely classics.
Yeah, man, we definitely have not done a double feature in a while, so it's going to be fun to go through both of these movies. And I will say this, because at the time of this coming out, Walking Dead was a thing. So it's kind of like they gave you a different version where it's just like, yo, these motherfuckers are fast. They are fast. Like this ain't like this is not the Walking Dead.
28 days later came out in 2003. Walking Dead came out in like 2010, I think 2011.
You know what? You're right.
You thinking of
I might be thinking of World War Z.
Nope. You thinking of what's the movie when they all stuck in the mall? It got Ving Rhames. I think it's the Night of the Living Dead or the Living Dead.
It's one of those.
It's one of them though. But yeah, I think that's the one you're thinking of because all the zombies was all slow and shit. They wasn't really doing nothing. This one changed everything because they really wasn't even zombies though. That was the crazy part.
Yeah,
they was living.
They were living. They had a disease, not a disease, but a virus.
Yeah, and that's what made this shit so crazy because it was like it's under the zombie category. If you ever look in any of it, it's all under the zombie category. But it's just the fact that none of these people were technically dead; they was all living. So I thought that was a very interesting take. You know what I'm saying, on zombies. And I think that, you know what I'm saying, this is why this is one of my favorite joints to watch. But for sure, though, we definitely going to get into that. I cannot wait. That shit is going to be so fun. And if you guys like 28 days and 28 weeks later, if you guys like the Lazarus Effect or you like any horror movie for that matter, you can always hit us up and let us know on our socials. You can hit us up on IG and Twitter at ViewAnon You could hit us up on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. Man, I had a brain fart. And then if you would like to follow me, you can follow me at Scoops Bronson on Twitter. I have a link tree in the bio. You can find me everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8. That's on Instagram and on Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod. That is just on IG. You can follow the podcast on all major platforms, 28 minutes or less. Still rocking with episode 102, which was City on the Hill, season 3. So go check that out on all major platforms and be on the lookout for a new episode coming soon.
That's right, man. And we want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. As always, remember, you can only watch us on Spotify. You can listen to us everywhere else there. Make sure you are subscribing and sharing the podcast with other people because that greatly, greatly helps us. And until the next episode, man, we'll see you then. And like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.